Hey guys, welcome to Blue State 2A. This is gonna be a video on the process I went through on getting my first firearm. So how I got my first gun in CT was it was eye opening if I'm gonna be honest, right? So I learned a lot going through purchasing weapons. I've done it multiple ways. There's multiple ways that you could buy a firearm. My first firearm was my Glock 43X. It looks different from when I first purchased it. We all clear. These are only dummy rounds. Y'all probably notice I do this a lot. But like I said, we all clear. All safety over here. So, I actually purchased my first gun, and I think I mentioned this in my first video. I purchased it through a website called CDN Sports. I think I paid a fair price for it. I think it may have been under $500, maybe like $480 something, $470. It was something in that range, but it came with 3 magazines. Maybe like $480 something, $470. It was something in that range, but it came with 3 magazines. It came with a written red dot. You see now I have a what is this? A Swamp Fox on here now, Sentinel 2. But it originally came with a written red dot, three 10-round mags. And like I said before, the reason why I even thought about buying a Glock 43X is because I've been a fan of Glock. And I also, because of the fact that it was a 10-round gun, it was kind of difficult trying to find guns that had only 10 rounds in it, online. So when I purchased the gun, I bought a couple of things. I even got this holster. What else? Maybe a gun cleaning kit. I might even bought extra magazines because I was like watching some videos and stuff like that before I bought. I was doing my research, I think I even went to the range and kind of even tested the gun, like felt it on my hand before I even went to buy the gun. So I purchased a gun online. So when you purchase a gun online, you have to send it to a FFL. So I had to find a FFL. I found this guy, great guy. I'm still cool. I'm cool with him to this day. His name is Kilgore Guns, or whatever the case may be. He was great. I sent the gun to him. I went and met him. So when you do that, you have to pay a FFL fee. My biggest thing then was like keeping my costs down. I think he didn't charge. He was the least expensive one, and I wanted to, kind of do like the mom and pop thing when I went to a FFL. I didn't want to go to like a major a box store or whatever the case may be. So I went to him. I filled out my paperwork, and we talked for a minute, and he did this thing where he was like, yo, put it in your hand. It's like how it feels. You like it? You know what I'm saying? Like he left me with it for a second, let me feel it out, get comfortable with it. I thought that was important, and that was pretty much it for my first gun purchase. I was excited. I ain't gonna hold you. I really was. It was like it was a big step for me. Then I think the next thing I did was take that bad boy to the range. But like I said, I was very inexperienced when it came to guns, because I also bought what is this thing? A TRL-6, a Streamlight, right? And I bought that because it got the red light. I like that. I really did appreciate the red dot, right? And I bought, like I said, this holster. But this holster is for a TRL-7. And you can see that there. So this gun would never fit in there. And the other thing I did was that I did not read the instruction manual to that thing. So when I went to the range, I probably maybe I shared footage, and I think I did it before. I shot and the TR6 flew off. I'm like, yo, what? What? What's going on? I broke the gun. And the other thing that happened, and this leads back to my inexperience, was that I don't think I even had the tool set yet to because you gotta there's torque recommendations when you attach a red dot. So I never knew any of that. I just threw it on with the tools that they gave me, and when I was shooting, the red dot lost zero. Crazy. So I'm like, damn. But Written is a great company. I contacted them. They gave me they sent me a shipping label. I sent it back to them. A couple of weeks later, they sent me back the red dot. I never put it back on my gun. I was so thirsty. I wound up not being patient, and I bought the Swamp Fox and I threw it on. And I also was interested in. I kind of noticed something when I was shooting. I don't know if it was a Written or not, but it was like a blur, and I might have astigmatism. And I heard that green dots was better, so I bought the green dot for the Swamp Fox. If you notice, it's a green dot. So I like the Swamp Fox. I can't complain about this at all. So. And that was pretty much it. That was just funny to me. I was like, you should have seen that green dot. I had to go get anybody who ever been to the range, you had that little broom that they use to sweep up the shells. I had to get that to get it off the lanes. It was, I was embarrassed. It was funny as I don't know what. So, lesson learned. This is what you're gonna learn from my journey. Make sure you read your information, your manuals. Make sure you learn how to attach your attachments or get it professionally done. You know, the other thing I learned is that I don't necessarily think it's always good. It's good to go through FFLs if it's like a thing. It's like if it's like a firearm that's hard to get a hand, or you're getting a good price on it, whatever the case may be. I'll go through a FFL. A lot of times I think it's better to just go to maybe the range sells weapons. You have other big box stores that sell weapons, and you don't have to pay that fee. You just pay for the firearm because you're purchasing it through them. You know, and a lot of times if you do it that way, you're always gonna get a gun that got the 10-round clip or whatever the case may be. And that was what the experience I was having online, that I couldn't find a gun a lot of times that had a 10-round capacity or not. What I would have to do is contact, like, at one point in time I was trying to buy something from Palmetto State Armory, I think it's called, and they wouldn't send nothing to Connecticut. I don't know what happened with them in Connecticut. They don't send nothing to Connecticut at all. I don't think they even send parts to here, whatever the case may be. But but a lot of times you have to call those places and have them. You do the order and you call them and have them remove the magazine. Then you still got to go out and purchase the magazine. So it winds up being more costly for you to buy these things online when you could just go locally. And this is all situational. It depends on your circumstances. But for me, I've noticed that it seems better for me to actually go to the gun store or to go to the range and see if they have the firearm I'm looking for. Like I said, if it's something exclusive, I've purchased something. I'll tell y'all about it later, in another episode, that I was dying for. I had to get it, and this is another time I went back to my FFL. And anytime I ever need something, I'm going right to my FFL. I really genuinely like that guy, and he's always been good to me. So, but anytime, if I definitely needed something that was exclusive or whatever the case may be, I'm going to use a FFL. I'm going to use him. That, to me, that makes more sense. So hopefully you guys can learn from me. and you don't make the same mistakes, costly mistakes that it could be. And you know, like, share, comment. Definitely share your stories in the comments. I want to know what it was like when you guys first purchased your first firearm. You know, let me know. All right, later, guys.
Promise you you'll catch me.